Hi everyone, my name is Katie Johnson. I'm a personal trainer and group fitness instructor at the Wellness Zone, and today I'm going to be leading you through a presentation about time under tension training. And this is a way of training to help you gain muscle and to help challenge your muscles in a different way, using more time and less weight. And I wanted to do this presentation today because we are in a situation at the moment where we don't have access to our heavy weights or our normal gym. So I wanted to help you find some options to utilize lighter weights and your body weight while we're in this situation. And I wanted to encourage you to try some different classes that perhaps you've never tried before, or different styles of training that you've never tried before. And who knows, maybe you're going to want to use these types of training in your daily fitness routine when you make your way back to the wellness zone. And the one thing I did want to mention before we get going is this is not necessarily a time in our lives to be setting huge goals for muscle gain, or big weight loss goals. I think this is a time where we need to focus on maintenance and wellness and how are we doing mentally and how are we coping with the situation? How are we finding a new normal? How are we keeping our bodies moving even though we don't have access to a fitness center right down the hall? Um, I think this is a time to just move our bodies, be well, get some sort of resistance training in, get creative, take a lot of walks, spend a lot of time with family. I just wanted to give that sort of message before we get started, even though this is talking about gaining muscle. Um, Now might not be the time to gain muscle, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be talking about what is time under tension training, how does it work, how might it help you gain some muscle, different ways to utilize time under tension, and some different classes that you can take to or that utilize this style of training that might help you use your body weight or lighter weights to gain muscle. So what is time under tension training? So the longer that you keep the muscle under tension, the more time it's got to work. So it's the amount of time a muscle or group of muscles is under stress. Um, Time under tension training will help maximize hypertrophy or the gaining of muscle. So it's basically lifting lighter weights for a longer period of time or utilizing your body weight for a longer period of time. So how does that actually work? So when you utilize time under tension training, you're creating a hypoxic environment in your muscles. When you lift weights, the body produces a buildup of metabolites, and then this causes muscular contractions, cause blood vessels to condense. And this leads to restriction of blood flow to the working muscles. When without proper blood flow, oxygen is not present, which creates a hypoxic environment. And research has shown that this type of environment enhances muscle strength and hypertrophy. So how can it help you gain muscle? Being in this muscle or in this hypoxic environment helps with muscle fiber recruitment. So the longer a muscle fiber is under stress, and if stress to total fatigue, you'll have a greater muscle fiber recruitment. Also, fast twitch muscle fibers, which are larger muscles than slow twitch fibers, are activated. So the more time a muscle stays under tension, the greater chance you have of recruiting those fast twitch muscle fibers, which will help you therefore grow more muscle. All right, as well as lighter weights, bigger fatigue. So as long as you use lighter weights to complete fatigue, then you will get results. So that is where, like an example, a class like Power Pump, or if you've ever seen Les Mills Body Pump, they use a lighter barbell, but the workout is absolutely just demolishes your muscles because you spend so much time in that muscle group and you completely fatigue it with that lighter weight, and that is where the results come. Also, you want to minimize rest. So you minimize rest between the sets, and that helps increase the hypoxic environment that we talked about earlier. So here are some different ways to utilize time under tension training using hormones to your advantage. Lighter weights and maximum fatigue, like we've been talking about, is shown to help you produce more growth hormone at lower lifting intensities. So for men, that means greater muscle gains, greater strength gains, and a really excellent muscle pump because a lot of blood is pushed into the muscles. For women, that would include increased muscular growth, meaning the body tightens up and becomes more dense rather than larger, because that's how strength building works for women. Strength building is really important for us not only to maintain bone density, but to help keep our body strong and functional and capable. And then muscle takes up less space in the body and creates a fat burning environment in the body. So therefore we achieve the result of weight loss, if that is your goal, by building more muscle. And women do not have the capacity to bulk up, if you will. So all around, any type of strength training is great for women, and this type of training is also really great for men. Time under tension training, body weight workouts, typically is something that you see in group exercise setting because we don't have access to the larger weights in a group exercise setting. And it's also just a safer way to be able to train multiple participants at once. So that is why you typically see it in more of a group exercise setting. So come and take a class with us. Power Pump is a class that utilizes a barbell to just train one muscle group per track. So the tracks are 3 to 5 minutes long, and you stay on that one particular muscle group for that whole amount of time. No rest for the muscle for that entire time. And it also utilizes pulses and different varied tempos to help reduce to help reduce blood flow in the muscle, creating that hypoxic environment that we were talking about earlier. Also, classes like PiYo, which is a combination of like Pilates and yoga, it uses body weight and multiple reps in both the upper and lower body. It also has the added benefit of flexibility training, which is shown to increase gains in strength because if your muscles are nice and supple and flexible, you just have that ability to grow a little bit more. Also, any body weight class will help you utilize this type of training. So you can also ask your trainer to include more time under tension training if hypertrophy is your goal, because it is just a great way to keep your muscles guessing and working. So these are the sources that I have for this today. If you have any more questions, feel free to email me. My email is katie.johnson2@bestbuy.com. And I hope that this is a type of training that you would be interested in utilizing. And if you have any questions on how to utilize it, you can of course send me an email. And we are doing some power pump classes in our virtual schedule, so go ahead and check that out Fridays at 11:05. And thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.